Good day, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your time off from work and time with or away from family, depending on how you spend your Thanksgiving week, weekend, week, whatever. And this is the Abu Dhabi prediction contest. This is the Abu Dhabi prediction video. Me, Jack, Nicole, it's a little show we like to call Who's on Top, where we are going to predict to the best of our ability who's going. We've communicated with these athletes as best we could. We've heard back from most of them. If, the race company itself, I don't know, told us who was going, that'd be great. But, who could imagine that would happen? So we're going to do our best to predict based on the information we have. We think we're 98 to 99% effective, much like birth control pills. I don't know where I'm going with this. Hey, let's get on with the show. Away we go.
So guess time to make our preliminary picks without knowing much about the course, and that's we'll see how it goes.
One of us should have definitely watched Garfield's thing this morning.
Yeah, I was up. I would have got 3 hours of sleep if I did that. So
I'm not going to watch that. I will say, we also see Faye Stenning is going. We see Sarah Kais is potentially going, and she finished well against Faye Stenning at one of the New York races.
So when's the last time you talked to Sarah or Aaron, Jack?
2 days ago.
So Sarah's in, Aaron's not. She's going without him.
Aaron doesn't have elbows right now, and
that's what. But is he going on the trip too?
I didn't ask that. I just cared about who's racing. So
okay, and she's definitely 100%.
Sarah is 100% racing.
Okay.
He thinks she can get top 5 because she has experience running on sand and.
Okay, somebody brought up. I had a call earlier today, and somebody brought up. Don't expect 100% U.S. obstacles. That it could be like Euro champs with like a slack line and shit.
No.
Mm-hmm. No?
I don't think so. I don't think that. I mean, I understand that they would have those there, but I don't think that it's not Spartan Europe putting this race on, right? It's like Spartan US is putting it on. They are the ones that are picking the obstacles, placing them, and confirming the course, is my understanding.
I think that there is going to be a worldwide feature of it. And I think the slackline will be there.
Because
but Spartan US is the main Spartan, and
but they're not shipping over stuff. They're going to take what they have nearby, right? The closest.
Maybe, but I just don't think that they're going to put a slackline in there because that's not a real Spartan obstacle.
I'm going to go with. Didn't they put it at Trifecta Champs in Greece?
But that is run by Greece. That is run by Spartan Greece, where this is not run by Spartan Greece or Spartan Europe.
But I'm saying it's not like they're going to throw Beater and Helix in a box and ship it, especially with all the crazy shipping. They're going to use.
Think we're going to see that?
I'm saying you're going to see Spartan UAE stuff.
I would think that they would just
maybe Europe on a train or something. I don't know.
So you're saying they don't have Beater over there for sure?
I'm saying
they're going to find a way. I'm sure
they'll have Beater, but I'm saying don't. When someone said don't be surprised, I thought that makes sense. Don't be surprised.
I understand what you're saying, but I think that just because they have the slackline there and they can do it in terms of the rules there are a little bit more lax than in the US, and so that's like one of the reasons we don't have it here anymore. I know that it's available, but I don't think that Spartan is going to have that in there.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, potentially, yeah, sure.
64. I'm going to go with 60-40. Yes, they have slackline.
They haven't had the slackline the last year at Trifecta Champs. They didn't have slackline.
Oh, it wasn't there in 2019?
I don't think it was there in 2019.
No, they definitely did. Because I remember watching it because that's where Rynek made up some ground.
They didn't have it in all. They only had it in one race. They didn't have it in the Beast.
Because it was at the top of some mountain.
They had it in the Beast. They did not have it in the Super or the Sprint.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. But that is a game changer, one of the few, because not too many U.S. people have practice on something like that.
I think it's stupid.
I think burpees in sand are going to suck, so you better not fail it.
That's one thing we should have found out, how many burpees versus other penalties.
Penalty loop, yeah.
Yeah, I might have to go back and watch this. Garfield and I were actually trying to record on my channel, but the timing's not worked out yet. So that might still happen sometime in the next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to find out how many penalties there are.
Yep. All right, let's make our picks. Been waiting long enough.
So we're doing top 5?
We're only an hour into this, Jack. I mean, what's your problem?
Yeah, I know. I'm the person at fault. My bad.
It's okay. No, we talked for another 30 minutes before you got on. This is an additional hour.
Gotcha.
Nicole and I had a whole call.
Yeah.
How about we do this? How about we pick by letter, right? Like who's going to be the best of the E's? Will it be Elena, the 2 Emmas, or
That's
Esther Herzegovia?
Wait, there's 2 Emmas?
Herzegovia.
Oh, there's Emma
Emma
Chapman.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, let's stick with the normal name because I remember you tried hijacking this last time, Matt, and it was a disaster. You're like, let's go 1, and then we're going to go 4, and then we're going to go 3, and then 5. And I'm like, come on, Matt, stick to the plan. 5 through 1.
So we can't pick like who's the best Faye?
All right, fine. We can do some things like that.
I'm kidding. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, Nicole, you're the defending women's champ. How do you think you would have done here had you not got hurt?
I don't know.
Gotta ask it.
How do I think that I would do on this course? I don't have a ton of experience running on sand. If it's what they promise to be, then it's going to be hard packed sand and runnable sections, and then equal parts uphill and downhill and flat. So,
yeah.
I think that my stride, it is a little bit, so having a little bit more shuffly stride, one that I'm not putting a ton of power into the ground. It's more like high turnover is probably a little bit better in sand. And I think that I would do well, but again, I don't know. Like I just haven't run that long in sand. So I also have a tendency to have like crampy muscles in the heat and on like really unstable ground. So that's something that could affect me there. But yeah,
we'll just have to find out in 2022, I guess. So
yeah.
Are you coming back, Nicole, in 2022? Are we going to see you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had my 6-month post-surgery appointment on Monday. It hasn't been quite 6 months, but that was like, it's almost 6 months. And my surgeon said that as long as I pass my return to sport test at 9 months, then there's no reason for me to wait any longer to start racing. So that puts me at early March at the earliest.
Nice.
Okay. So that's just you'll miss Jacksonville, home of OCR.
I will definitely miss Jacksonville. I will not race that for sure. Yeah. I can say that.
But you should come though. You should come hang out.
Does anybody want to go to Jacksonville again voluntarily? Like I don't know about that.
If someone paid me to go to hang out and just like commentate and cheer people on, sure, I'd go.
Okay. Well, let me look at the ORM.
The budget.
The ORM budget.
Real fiscal year. So,
real thin these days after buying the house, but we'll see if we can make it work.
Yeah.
All right. So,
it's a hard list to choose from, guys.
It is.
Wow. I mean, we assume no one really knows how to run on this stuff, right? Nobody's got a real advantage, right?
No,
I mean,
no one has an advantage.
If they say it's like snow, but nobody's running in snow all the time, right?
Yeah. I will say there are two.
Nobody lives on fucking. Where are the Tauntauns? What planet is that?
No idea.
The only thing that this does.
You don't know it, so how can you blame me?
This is
Jackson.
Where
do the Tauntauns live?
When you look at sand running, it's kind of like looking at cross country. So if you look at cross country, there's some if you're in a.
Uh-oh.
Well, clearly
she doesn't have exceptional Wi-Fi. I think that's what she was trying to say.
She was just shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they're like way too controversial. You're off the air. So
right.
Guess she's not part of the ORM budget next year after that.
Hoth.
What happened?
There you go.
Hoth is the name of the planet where the Tauntauns are in snow. Hoth.
Okay.
Oh, in like Star Wars.
Correct.
Oh, that is not my element. So no.
Hoth. Cool. I was just gonna say, so if you have a strong runner on the track and the roads, and you put them on a cross country course, for instance, which is kind of how I'm looking at the sand course, because it's not technical, right? It's not like bombing down Big Bear or something, but it is sand running, so it does offer an aspect of a little bit more difficulty. So you put somebody on a cross country course. Yes, they're going to slow down. Are they still going to, their fitness is still going to show though, and they're still going to race well. I would say that you take someone who is maybe like a more average runner on the track, and like average elite though, is what I'm saying. And you put them on a cross country course. If they might do a little bit better, right? If they're not as powerful of a runner, right? If they don't have like this beautiful, powerful, super amazing stride, and they're just like Lindsay and me, we're a little bit more shuffly, they might do a little bit better, but they're not going to like necessarily even like surpass the people that are like the exceptional runners, right? So I think that when you look at this, like someone's running times are still going to play into the course very much so. And you'll see, and I don't know anyone on this list who is just like, like a super powerful runner when you look at their stride.
Yeah.
Right.
Like maybe Ida has like a more like a little bit like longer, more powerful stride, but we know that she does well on courses with more like technicality. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't argue with that at all. So Susanna has a pretty good stride also. So I will say there are two women on this list who have raced in the Middle East before, Susanna and Alyssa Petrova. So that might help a little bit, because not just for the footing, but just like knowing what to expect in the region, and like just being comfortable the days leading into it and stuff. And they're top racers anyway, top two at European Championship this year. So I think they have a little bit of an advantage.
How did she do in the race she did there?
Alyssa won by like 9 minutes earlier this year in a sprint. She didn't face great competition, but bottom line, like that's a pretty crazy margin of victory in a sprint. And Susanna just wins everything whenever she races. So of course she won.
But Susanna still fails things. Is that correct?
She failed 2 obstacles. She failed on the Europeans. She failed on the thin ropes at the end of the rig, which was like 50 feet from the finish line.
Okay.
And I believe she missed one spear. There were 2 spear throws in there, I think, and she hit one of them, missed the other. She usually does hit her spear. She's pretty. She's got a good throwing motion on there. So I think that was just kind of a freak occurrence there. But yeah, she won by like a little more than 5 minutes despite 2 failures. So kind of fit.
Interesting.
Yep. So anyway,
I'm going through just trying to make sure I have everyone accounted for.
Yeah, just make your tiers and stuff.
Well, I'm ready to make some predictions based on the information that I just got from Jack.
Okay. Now we'll have you go first.
All right. Are we going to go around the board 5th, around the board 4th, or 5th to 1st?
Let's go around the board. Everyone goes 5. Everyone goes 4.
All right. Well, I'm putting Faith Stenning in 5th. She's not at her peak, I think she would admit. She's, kind of gone back and forth, and I really want to give this a lot and not. So, hang on. Potential delivery to my new house. It's very exciting stuff. Once upon a time, Amazon deliveries didn't make it a big deal because you get them all the time, but this one might be. I got Faith Stenning in 5th.
Okay.
I think she'll be strong enough to fight off a lot of these women, but not enough to crack better than 5th.
She's a good championship racer as well, and I think she's going to have a pretty solid stride for this type of course.
What do you think, Jack?
I'm not putting Faith in 4th or in 5th. I think she'll probably sneak into the top 10 or so, but I don't think that with this caliber of women and.
All right, who do you have?
Who am I picking? I'm torn between 3 people. I'm not sure if I'm going to put Ulrika, Yoey, or Annie.
Wow, but this late, you still don't know?
Well, that's the big spot that I'm not sure of. But I think I'll just based on what she's done all year, and I'm going to go with Annie for 5th place.
Has Yoey been racing?
trails and stuff.
Okay, so she hasn't raced a Spartan race in a while.
No, not since like 2017 or so.
Okay.
Okay. Can't wait to see what these are.
I think there's two people that will likely be in the top 5, but I think that they both have a high likelihood of failing things, and so I would probably put them like lower down. But I think that Susanna and Sarah Kais both have the wheels to be in the top 5, and obviously Susanna has a ton of experience racing. So I think that Faye and Ulrika and Esther and Yoi will be just outside. And so I'm not going to put them in the top 5. And then I'm just going to go explain all mine because I'm not actually picking exactly. I'm just going to tell you my general opinion.
Okay.
And then
I thought. Oh, did we decide you couldn't because you like too many people? And I missed. I'm sorry. I was opening my door. Who did Jack end up picking in 5th?
Annie.
Annie Doobie?
That's the only Annie that I know who's top 5 in the world. So yeah,
this is a lot harder than I thought. I forgot about her. I have to totally change all my picks. I'm taking Faye out right now. I'll tell you that. I've changed all my picks.
Okay. All right. Nicole, will you pick the men at least?
Yeah. I'll pick the men.
The men I can pick confidently right now.
Okay.
Let's do the men first.
What? No, we've talked about the women for a while. We're finishing this match.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I will
also say, I'll also say Alyssa Petrova, again, another athlete that I think is going to be, she could be right in there, but I think she's going to be just outside the top 5. So I know I listed like
you have Susanna.
6 people.
You listed like the top 6 to 15, basically. So
no. I said Susanna. I think will be in the top 5, but I think that she's going to have some failures, some obstacle failures.
Now I will say that Susanna has never missed a Spartan podium in like 40 career races.
Yeah,
and the only one to ever beat Lindsay more than once, right?
No, Nicole's beat her more than once.
Of anybody else in this field.
In this field, yeah, I'd say so. That sounds about right. So,
Esther, I would also put up there. The only thing is that it looks like she hasn't been racing as strongly this year. Is that accurate, Jack?
Mountain races, like big Switzerland type of races. I don't think that that's her ideal terrain. She got 3rd at European. She probably would have got 4th if Jezebel Kramer didn't fail the rig just before the finish. She has looked strong on super and under type of courses, but I agree she hasn't looked as good. But I think her stride is going to be really good for this type of terrain.
Yeah,
and very, very quick turnover.
And it being a less mountainous course will probably be in her favor as well. It sounds like
get to open it up a little bit.
Yeah. So maybe I would put her in that 4th or 5th spot instead of Sarah, because I think that Sarah, she failed multiple things in the races that she's done before. So I think like the potential for her to fail things at a world championship is probably even higher.
Yeah, I should have turned my camera off. Were you guys just looking at my butt? I realized that was not very cool. I was plugging.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you said you prefer to walk around the nude, so I just expected it.
I hesitate to talk about Ariel because we're just not sure if she's going yet. So it sounds like she's not going to be able to go. But
really,
we got 3 days to get on a plane. What's happening? Monday is probably the last day to go. What's happening?
It's like a last minute work conflict that's happened. But
did you say snakes on a plane, Jack?
Yeah, she can't get on there because there are snakes on her plane. That's
what. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that is like supposed to be common knowledge.
Well, so. I mean, we'll know on, in 2 days when she posts that she's going or not going, or,
Yeah.
She was posting some videos of her just like bombing down a sand hill and then like sprinting back up. She has a good stride on sand.
We're holding out hope that she's going to be able to go, but it would take kind of like a miracle. So
a Nicole miracle.
It would take a Nicole miracle.
Yeah.
Jack, anybody you've gone on a run with recently on the women's side?
I'd say the last 2 that I went are Faye Morgan and Natalie Miano.
Okay.
They're legit, obviously. I don't have them top 5 though, but I do think that they'll do well.
Right.
So my top three in no order are Annie, Emma, and Lindsay.
Wow. No Susanna. Okay.
I think Susanna's going to be a fourth or fifth place finish.
She's not.
Wow, look at Jack.
This is why. The reason is because Annie, Lindsay, and Emma are not going to fail anything, and Susanna will.
Which of the three of us has recorded?
Yeah.
Who has recorded the highest win? Who's had the highest scores all year on this call?
Nicole is winning in terms of points because she got one extra person in the exact place correctly, but we have the same exact number of correct picks within our top 5 all year.
All year. Okay.
Jack,
we're tied for the most with like one other person, so we've been good.
Jack, do you disagree that obstacle proficiency matters?
It does, definitely. But I think that Susanna she hasn't been challenged all year and she gets it done regardless. She has experience running in the Middle East. She's never missed a podium, and she's running very close to her all-time best ability level based on the rankings. I'm very confident Susanna's going to be on the podium.
Even though most of the races she's done better have been mountain courses, and we don't know how she performs. I think for a fact she doesn't perform as well on flatter courses.
Yes. I mean, she still has pretty solid turnover. Like, I've watched a bunch of rolling hill races. They've had some in like Ukraine and a couple other ones on YouTube. They're better than U.S. National Series races, honestly. But
are these non-technical rolling hills?
Yeah. It's just in I know you're trying to
in Vermont or
in the hills. Yeah. No, they're just your typical just like meadow type of terrain. That's what it looked like. I'm still feeling good about Susanna. Just that hopefully is going to be the difference maker that gives me the season victory. So
okay, you said non-technical, but okay.
Yeah.
Nicole got my reference. Jack did not. But that's okay.
Nicole, you know that Susanna is probably one of the best carriers in the sport, also, right?
Yes, definitely.
You throw in a double carry or a double sandbag carry. They have a lot of sand there. There better be one. Oh,
that's true.
You do that, and then I mean, Emma has never done one.
Oh, Emma's one of the strongest athletes. Like, yes. I think that she showed that.
Yes, that's without question. But has she practiced it? Does she know how to hoist them up there? Like, does she, are they the pancakes that cross, or are they the pancakes or the ones that cross? Like, that's totally different.
This is the thing. So, you know how, so I don't necessarily practice obstacles often, but I'm one of the best at obstacles because I over practice in terms of climbing. Like there's nobody else that can like climb like 513 in the women's field that I know of. So,
hello,
Emma,
okay.
No. But
Lacey Burgess is a 512. She's pretty legit. I went with her last week, but yeah.
So in the same vein, Emma is a firefighter. Like she knows how to pick up 200 to 300 pound people, and she's like constantly picking up very awkward, very heavy, large obstacles in her profession.
Why was she at the Spartan Games? They should have got her at the Spartan Games, bro.
She would have been good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, I'm just saying that yes, she hasn't done it before. Like she's done it in practice, like a little bit, but no, she hasn't seen it in a race. But that doesn't mean that she won't be exceptionally good at it.
Oh, I think once they get on her shoulders, like she's not putting them down, she'll be great at. I just think that you've seen historically some people just be at the front and then it eats them alive because they just like John Albin. He's done it 5-6 times and he couldn't. It was like slipping down the sides of his arms and like he just couldn't get him to stay up there. And there is a little bit of benefit when you have some experience with it.
Yeah, no, I think experience, like even when it comes to like obstacles, yeah, experience matters. But if you have a different type of skill that translates, then you can be just as good.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, odd object movement or whatever. That's what they call it in CrossFit. So
yeah, I would say that Annie, if anything, is like out of those 4 athletes, like Susanna, Lindsay, Emma, Annie is the one that struggles the most with heavy carries.
Yeah, I would agree. Not that she's bad at them, but just that's not her strength particularly.
Did you pick your 4th yet, Jack?
No, we neither of us have. Nicole kind of went through her list of here's the range where they'll be. So
I just said like top athletes. So
yeah. Let's go back and forth, Matt. And we'll just do 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. Do that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I had, and then I'm going to go back and say what tell you what my initial list was, and then we'll change it. So who's your fourth?
I'm going to tell you what I have. Who's yours? I have Esther Horto-Begiova.
Okay. I thought it's Herzegovia, but okay.
Nope.
I have Alyssa Petrova. Is she going to do better or worse than Esther on your side?
I think that if it was a mountain course, Alyssa probably would do better. I think Alyssa's going to be somewhere in that 6 to 10 range. She's been over in the Middle East for a little bit, acclimated, experienced on that terrain. She's done well in the past, but I think in terms of raw foot speed, Esther has better foot speed, and I think that's going to be give her the edge in this one.
I would agree.
Okay. I have Ida third. What do you have, Jack?
I have Susanna third. Do not.
You've already made your case. You already made your case for Susanna.
Yeah, I think Ida will, same deal. She'll probably be in that 6 to 10 range. I just don't know if she has the foot speed and if this is the right type of course for her to do well. Like, without question, if you have your Mount Rushmore of OCR women, she's on there, just based on what she's done throughout her lifetime. I just don't think that this particular race is the best for her. And she ran a race that was a beast with Susanna earlier this year, and she lost by like 20 minutes. So I just don't think that she has the foot speed to hang with some of the faster women in a race like this.
Yeah, I agree. Especially this distance too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll be changing my pick then. I have Susanna second. Jack.
Okay. Yeah, I was very torn. I think it's going to be a very close battle between Susanna and Emma Cook-Clark, but just from what I've seen with Emma, I think that she's going to have a phenomenal race. I wouldn't be surprised if these two are separated by like 15 seconds or less.
So you have Emma as winning the whole thing?
No, second.
She has her in second.
Okay, so you have Lindsay first.
You.
Okay, so do I. So not much to say about Lindsay other than we think she's going to win. Or Jack and I think she's going to win. Does Nicole think she's going to win?
We don't know yet publicly. That's a no. She would have said yes if she does.
Oh, no, I think, well, no, I was going to say that I'm not going to say, but I do think that Emma has, well, I don't know. I know for sure that Emma has more foot speed than Lindsay. Like Emma's 5K cross country time is better than Lindsay's, hands down. I think that's more relevant in a course like this than on a mountain course. I think Lindsay and Emma would still be very, very close on a mountain course, but given that there's going to be more opportunity to really open up on flatter ground, I think that Emma has an upper hand. But there are still rolling hills and sand. So
non-technical. Okay. So this is who I had written. Lindsay, Susanna, Ida, Alyssa, Faye, Stenny. And I was like, oh, I forgot about Sarah Keys. Oh, I forgot about Annie Doobie. Oh, I forgot about Emma Cook-Clark. So I pretty much have to do my entire top 5 over.
You wanted to send it to
but
me
I
later?
wanted for the sake of argument to move this along, so I told you who I picked.
Yeah.
So
now
the women's is much harder.
Yep. Let me add one last thing on the women's side.
Mm-hmm.
Susanna and Lindsay, 2 world championships, 2-2 against each other in Spartan Race. Everyone just instantly calls Lindsay the GOAT. What happens if Susanna does beat her? And then she's 3-2, has more world championships, a better head-to-head record, never missed a podium in her life in Spartan just because she's not in the U.S. I think Susanna gets a little bit less credit. But if she ends up pulling this off, would you replace Susanna for Lindsay?
It's tough because we go back to the frequent strength of schedule thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, has she raced against the best like nearly as much as Lindsay? Which
she's not challenging her. She wins all the European championships and does the series races. It's not her fault that
and she's consistently, but she's consistently racing against Miriam, who's also proved herself on the U.S. circuit as well.
And like Alyssa Hawley went over a few years ago for the European Championship. Esther, she's basically like only gets first and second for the past 2 years. I think Susanna, she could easily take that time.
It's definitely a conversation we should have if and when it happens, or just in general. Yeah. But I feel like, don't you feel like no, it's not their fault, like we always say about who shows up, but Lindsay has like Susanna's had no Nicole chasing her down, right? That just the gap's been too big still, right?
Yeah, I guess the way that I would look at it is Eli Manning versus Tom Brady. It's like Eli still has a couple championships, won head-to-head in the Super Bowls, wasn't really supposed to, but still did. But
Right.
everyone knows Tom Brady still has the better career, and that's probably what the narrative is going to be for Lindsay, no matter how this turns out.
I would also say that one we're talking about Spartan. I understand that, but if we kind of like
add in OCR worlds,
if we add in OCR as a whole,
yeah,
Lindsay is like then obviously more dominant because Susanna has been like repeatedly beaten by way more people than just Lindsay, just like also myself, also Becca, also I think 1 year
Karine Carlson,
and so I think that Lindsay is a more well-rounded OCR athlete in general.
Yeah, I was talking Spartan. Specifically,
I do like the Eli Manning thing. I think that makes sense to a lot of people. Not Nicole, but I think it'll make sense to a lot of people.
Some listeners.
No one's gonna say Eli's close to Tom. Yet he did beat Tom twice. Really, his defense did, but he was the guy behind.
Besides that, I don't like talking about that game. So all right,
cool.
Well,
wait a minute. Are you a Patriots fan, Jack? When did this happen?
I might be. Yeah, I might be.
Oh, you're from New Hampshire. For a second, I thought you live in Colorado. What do you care? But you're from New Hampshire. I don't like talking about those games either. I don't watch them. I don't watch the let's break down the catch on the helmet. Like I don't watch any of that shit.
It hurts me.
Jack,
yes.
Do you think this is going to be the deepest field of women for any world championships so far?
Probably not, because you're not going to be there. Alyssa won't be there. Rhea won't be there. Couple other top international athletes will not be there. It's going to be up there. It's probably like one of the top 3, but I do not think that it will end up being.
Do your magic rankings and break it down when it's
find
over,
out.
I'm gonna obviously, but the race hasn't happened yet.
Because yes, it would be
because there's
even
people
deeper.
we've never seen before. We're going to see Yoi for the first time. Really, we're going to see we're going to see Esther for the first time. We're going to see Ulrika dropped out of 2019 from hypothermia.
She was in podium position because of the
So that's 3 people. If you add in Sarah, who's probably going to be a very high placing athlete, then that's 4. Not to mention Alyssa Petrova. That's 5. Ida is 6. So I know you listed a lot of people, me, Rhea, and
but do they offset each other?
But I think it basically. I still think it's like I think there's even more women here. So
it very well could end up being that. I mean, I could run a hypothetical, like how are these people right now, and then compare. But bottom line is, you got to run the race and see who goes, because a lot of people dropped out in Tahoe because of hypothermia, so they don't really count.
Yeah, so. That's true.
Yep.
Cool. On to men.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yep.
All right.
Hold please. Hang on.
Oh, jeez.
My phone's gonna die. Also.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have only 10% left.
10%. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone is it's like 2 years old, and I can go 2 days without charging it still.
Really?
It's insane. I got this like $150 Moto G7 Plus or something like that. It has so much. It has like everything that you need without all the extra crap on there. And I don't like Apple products, but it's like the best value phone that you can have, and amazing battery.
I don't like Apple. I don't like Apple products. What's wrong with you?
They suck. I don't like Apple products, and I don't like sorting by last name. So there.
You can say I prefer PC over Mac. You can't say they make horrible products, because that's just not true.
I don't like the usability of Apple products.
Jack, you're almost as bad as the worst Nick when it comes to your takes. I gotta say, sometimes your takes are really bad.
You just gave me credit for my good take with Eli Manning a minute ago.
It was a great analogy. I like good analogies.
That's the past tense. We'll forget about that one.
I like a good analogy. I really do.
Yeah, it's not car analogies like Bracken, but I've got some decent ones.
Right.
All right. Time for the men. It's been
time for the
enough.
men.
Do you think that my phone's gonna die? It's at 9%.
Okay, let's zip through this.
You can hop on your laptop though and do the same thing.
My laptop's at 5%.
Okay. Do you have an outlet? Do you have an outlet somewhere near you? Okay, so plug in the computer. What is that? What is this? Rocket science?
She's just trying to get off the call, Matt. So let's.
I don't care.
All right. So for the guys,
you're contractually obligated to be on this call.
Are you gonna fire her? Take away your salary?
Jack, can you tell us a brief overview of Richard Hynek, Albert Soleil, and Sergey? Those are the three top Europeans. Or would you add anyone else in there?
There are a couple other ones. Those are probably the best of the best who will be there in terms of like chances of doing well. Albert Soleil basically started his career and he ended up winning something like 15 of his first 16 races. The guy's insane, as consistent as it gets. He was on the podium in Greece. Without question, everybody in Europe knows that he's arguably the next best guy besides John Albin most of the time.
He's always on the podium at the Euro Champs too, right?
Yeah.
And is he a mountain guy?
He's an everything guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Strong athlete also. He's smaller in terms of height, but he's a strong guy. Another guy that you didn't mention was Luca Pascolder. He's an Italian mountain runner, got second place at Europeans this year, just behind, or about 5 minutes behind John Albin, but that's pretty good because it's John Albin we're talking about. So don't overlook him. Richard Hynek is the guy who won the Greece trifecta. He's got the ugliest running form you'll ever see, but just the guy knows how to run and is a very gritty racer. He was injured to start the year, but he's rounding into shape like just perfectly again. So he's raced in the Middle East a couple times. He lost to that guy who got banned for the drug testing. So you can't really criticize him for losing against that guy in the past, but he's also won a few races in the Middle East. So that's a good thing. And then the main big guy, Sergey Perelligan, he's raced in the Middle East more than anybody in this race. And, he's won European championships before. He was on the Greece trifecta podium. And I just think that his stride is going to be very, very good for this type of course and with the experience.
So between Sergey, Richard, and Albert, what is their like head to head? Like who's the best head to head?
I don't have that off the top of my head. I would say Sergey probably has the best head to head, and they don't face you because it's like Russia versus Czech Republic versus Spain. Like, yes, they are in the US, but they kind of have different regions for their national series that they have over there. So they don't race each other a ton. And then like the European Championship, they don't always all go to it. I know that like Sergey has won it before in 2018, but then he got like 30th a different year because he just didn't hydrate properly. And so it's kind of all up in the air, but they're all about the same ability level. And then in a race like Greece, Richard Hynek comes out there and, has the best performance at the end of the day. And so he ends up with the head-to-head winning record for all of them at the moment.
And he's rather young too. He's much younger than the other two, right?
He's basically VJ's age.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yep. And then Igor Belisov.
What do you think about Heineke though?
Richard Hynek?
No, Heineke, the quarterback for the Washington football team.
Isn't he the guy who like just came on the scene? He was like a backup forever, and then just now he's their starter.
No football talk.
Yeah. All right. Well,
none.
Laying down the line.
No football talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do top five.
Sure.
Let's do top five.
Yeah. I'll mention. Don't forget Igor's there. Igor Belisov got second at OCR Worlds, like I called. Guy's legit. And then, Thomas Buell. I don't know if you've ever seen him run before. Mm-hmm. He's done really well at OCR Worlds, and he's a very, very quick athlete. So,
but he's not a long distance guy, so I don't think he's going to be anywhere in contention. Actually.
Okay, we'll see. All right, let's do the picks. Matt, showing that football just for Nicole.
I got Old Man Woodsy in fifth. Old Man Woodsy. Ryan Woods,
number 5. Did he
5.
confirm he's going?
If he races, I guess he hasn't gotten back to me. But every time he was talking about being in on my chat with him and the other Ryan. So I'm going to put him as in.
Okay.
That changes things.
I have Albin winning.
Why? What you win number 5? What do you?
Don't pull a Matt.
Nicole, how about a little
4, 3,
foreplay?
2, 1.
How about a little foreplay, Nicole? What are you going to stick it in right away? What's wrong with you?
I don't know who to pick for 3, 4, and 5, so I just really wanted to just go with what I know.
Okay, so Jack, who do you have? I'm gonna put Woods as going, and he's fifth. What do you got, Jack? He is going. He's been saying he's going.
Okay. I'm torn. I'm not sure. Like Mark Gaudet ran Telluride like 5 weeks ago, but he says that he's recovered and he ran like a 54 flat 10 miler at elevation last week, which is
Really?
that's
How
like
has he recovered? That's crazy.
I don't know. That's like 520 something pace at elevation.
I didn't know he was going. Gaudet's going.
He found out 2 days ago. He texted
Wow.
me after work on Wednesday. He's like, I just got the okay. I'm leaving like in 2 days or something. So
What
pretty
about
crazy.
Ryland? Do you know if like he's in good shape? If he's, I know he had an injury earlier this year. Is he like really back into form?
I don't think that he's top 5 in the world at the moment.
Mhm.
I think that he's definitely gonna have a good showing, but being injured and he did have a couple of all over the place performances at like a stadium race, and he wasn't on the podium in like like Arizona or Las Vegas or something. Obviously Utah, great performance, but I wouldn't elevate him there yet. But he could sneak into top 10 if he's got like an aggressive downhill or section or something.
Okay.
So
Well, I don't. Yeah. Sorry. Can we just name them all?
Yeah, I was gonna say, but with all that, I'm gonna go with Logan for 5th.
Really? You think he can beat the Euro guys?
I think so I stayed with him in Big Bear, and we were talking a lot about this race, and I was like, how do you deal with the heat? And like, he's like, I love the heat. That's not going to bother me at all. He's got a really, really quick turnover, which I think is going to be beneficial. And
totally.
He's got really good endurance. He travels all the time. So I don't think the jet lag is going to be as big of an issue for someone like him versus people who aren't used to that, especially international travel. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does it. And he's had a great season.
I think he has a good head for it too. Like I think that he would be less disrupted mentally by like not getting enough sleep or things like that. So I'm gonna agree with you and put Logan in 5th.
Okay. Matt, who you got in 4th?
I have. Wait a minute. Logan's going? I thought Logan was a no.
Logan's going. It's right on the top of the list. Remember, you actually used in your example when you're like, you didn't sort this. You have it by Logan first. You said him. So don't fault me that.
Okay, I'm going to his Instagram account. He's
I'm
100%
positive,
going.
Matt. He was going before Big Bear even happened. Like he's 100% in.
I would think the last thing he wants to do is spend all day traveling, considering the year he's had.
He says that he's home like 4 weekends a year. He travels all the time. So I think that this is just
okay, guys.
weekend.
I gotta go.
Matt, Nicole,
what is wrong with you, Nicole? What is wrong with you?
My phone's gonna die, and I have to I have the headphones in it, so I can't
plug
charge
your laptop in. Quit acting like your laptop doesn't exist.
Yeah, but that's gonna die too.
Here, Matt, Nicole, give me your 1 through 5.
I just said plug your laptop in. Get a plug.
Albin, then Atkins, then Heineck, then a mystery 4th person because I don't know, and then Logan.
All right.
Nicole, you are the third leg of this table. Okay, we can't stand up without you.
Okay, I'm trying to find my charger.
Oh my god.
So
I had Igor 4th, but then you just told me, Jack, she just dropped off. Maybe she'll come back, maybe she won't.
Yeah.
But you just told me he won't do as well as I thought.
No, that's not the case. He got 12th or 13th at the European Championships. I just don't. He's a fantastic mountain runner. I just don't think that this is a mountain course, and his obstacle proficiency is really what helps him a lot as well. And I just don't think that that's going to be an issue for most of the Spartans. He has raced in the Middle East though, but he lost to Sergey.
Okay, so I'm probably going to change him. Who do you have 4th? Did you say?
4th place, I'm going to go Ryan Woods.
Okay,
assuming
you had
there.
Logan. Okay. But Logan, wouldn't you say the same thing about Logan? Logan's obstacle proficiency is what does him, right?
He beat VJ on like that Indian mud run because of his running, and he just ran a 2:39 marathon while basically walking one of the miles.
Right, so I'm swapping him out. Logan is now 4th. Woods 5th, Logan 4th. There you go.
Okay. 3rd place.
I got Mark Batras 3rd. He's on fire.
Yeah, and so is every single joint in his body after running 115 miles a couple weeks ago.
He's on fire, dude. His confidence is through the roof. He's going to come in 3rd. It's only 13 miles.
It's only 13. Yeah, and he just ran like 102 more than that the other day. Hey, there we go.
I'm back.
So, Nicole, Matt just said Mark Batchers is going to get third.
Do you know what Mark Batchers just did?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Mark is on fire.
That was 2 weeks ago.
What?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but do you know how long it takes to recover from a 100-mile race?
About a month. He'll be perfect time to get back in shape for this.
I mean, the guy can run on the sand, but not after that. Like, if he honestly, I would have put him in third place if he didn't run World Stuff with Mutter. I think he would have done that because of his ability to run in the sand, which I called beforehand, Matt. I would like a little bit of credit. Remember that? You said I was out of my mind for thinking that, but
I did. You were correct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him if he tells me he doesn't feel very good, then I'll change it. But for now, I'm putting him in third.
Okay. I'm going Sergey in third. Perelligan.
Okay.
Experience. He's been over there for a while, and he got trifecta podium. I know that he missed the spear like two out of 3 races, and basically the only reason he beat Woods at the end of that beast was because Woods was cramping and he couldn't lift that Herc hoist. But I do think that there's an element of experience that's really going to help him. He's already adjusted to the time zone and stuff, and he's clearly one of the best in the world anyway.
Okay, I'll put him fourth.
For your mystery guy?
Who's this? Who's your mystery guy?
Sergey Perelligan.
Sergey Perelligan. All right. Did you pick a third yet, Nicole?
Yeah, I picked Richard Hynek for third.
Okay, and Jack put who?
Third, I put Sergey Perelligan 5 seconds ago. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Just recapping for the people. So it basically comes down to Atkins Albin, right? That's basically 1 and 2 for everybody in the world.
Yep.
So do you want to flip a coin? Who do you got?
On this course,
I'll show you.
Just given that it's a flatter course.
Oh, I hope it happens.
You hope for Atkins' sake that he gets first finally over Albin. He can't finish second in another. Something's going to happen. Listen, this is what I think is going to happen. I'm not even saying he'll outrace him, right? I'm saying that something's going to happen. Something mystical. Yeah. Maybe Albin misses a turn. Maybe he misses the spear. I don't know.
Might be a snake in the sand that bites.
This is that. It's got to happen. Yeah. There's no way a guy can finish second to a guy this many years at this race. It's going to happen.
I don't know. You had John Albin on your podcast earlier this year, and he was like, Tahoe, I survived. Abu Dhabi is a very, very good course for my skill set.
That's what he said. Podcast? Should I listen to that podcast again?
Probably. Yeah. And John's running. Yeah.
And what?
John's running is at an all-time high. Like, his ability level, his endurance is crazy. We already know that. And he's a 2-time world champ. I think that if they have like a 1 mile double sandbag carry, I'll regret my decision and Atkins will win it. They better use that sand. But I think that in terms of pure foot speed, John Albin, like, he's going to run away with it.
So you think, but
he just knocked the coal out. Yeah.
But you think that would be enough? Hang on, River. You think that would be enough? Just a 1 mile sandbag of the 13-mile race would be enough to give Atkins the win?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, that's a long sandbag, especially going up something. I don't think that it's going to happen that long, but something like that could differentiate, honestly.
Okay.
We know. So let me ask you this. If you're Ryan Atkins, do you go out more aggressively because you're like, I'm just going to crash and burn? I'd rather not that he's going to crash and burn, but do you think that he's like, I'm so sick of second place, I'm just going for it this time?
No, he's never going to not race like he races, which is smart. He's never going to not do that. And I just think this is going to be the year he gets it.
I hope so.
I will say that he said something to the effect of that he waited too long to make a move with the race between him and VJ.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like maybe he will go sooner.
You saw what he did in Big Bear. He went out with the leaders while VJ kind of sat back a little bit, and then he just didn't react. That was his issue. I think he might have been able to, react a little bit differently. Like, I think VJ just came on to him. He's like, oh crap, he's here. And VJ just had the better close. But yeah, if I was Atkins, I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's always races himself instead of the field. But I would probably sell it out a little bit earlier, just because those second place finishes that's brutal. It's the one thing missing from his legacy. But
I just hate when I bet against Atkins. That's all I can say. Every time I bet against Atkins, I regret it. So I'm not betting against him. That's part of it too.
And he just did that 15-15 challenge. He did like a 1.75 or something like, which is like a legit time or legit distance on that. So we know his climbing. He's not distracted by World's Toughest Mudder or Sweden or anything like that. So all of his eggs are in his basket. He doesn't have Eco Challenge this year, so this could be the year.
It's true. Yeah.
And he does well in the heat. Look at what happened in Utah. Remember, everybody suffered, and he's like, you guys just didn't prepare. And he did. You wouldn't think of a Canadian living in freezing temperatures to be good in the heat.
They have a sauna now. They have a really awesome sauna.
Nice. So
it's a barrel sauna. It looks really cool.
I'll be building one of those. Everybody knows I'm as handy as Atkins. I'll be building one of those in my backyard.
Yep, definitely.
All right, guys.
With a popsicle that I just ate off at.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Sounds good. All right. See you, Matt.
I'm going to put this up right away so everybody can hear it. Bye.
Cool. Bye.
Would you believe there's an entire 40 additional minutes of this show that we did prior to the prediction part? You'll love it. I'm going to put it up as a podcast, maybe. I got lots of podcasts to come. We've got WTM stuff still to come. We've got other just stuff I've been working on that's coming on the podcast. So that'll probably be up. So check that out. And if you're a fan of this stuff and you like it, it's the end of the year, right? It's time to start thinking about, man, who do I want to support in 2022? Your friend Matt you want to support, and all the great content you get at Obstacle Racing Media and the amazing live content we give you. Stacy tried to walk in. Just say, hey, Stacy, it's okay. It's dinner, everybody. Time to eat dinner. Love you, miss you, mean it. I've got to run.